Ready.
All right, Elise, are you ready?
Yep.
Okay. Cue me when you started.
Go.
Okay. All right, so you have your painting. Now you're going to create that mat, which is like a picture frame, like what we talked about before. When you are creating your mat, you're going to first measure from side to side, and Christian's got 12. And then you're going to measure from top to bottom, and he's got 9. And what you're going to do next is you're going to add 3.5 to each one of those measurements. Now, in the past, if we wanted 2 inches on both sides, how much did we add to get our railroad board piece? You can say it. 4, okay? But we were just putting adhesive on the back of this and slapping it down. The reason we are adding 3.5 is because, think about it, 3.5 will give us an extra 1/4 of an inch on each side. Because instead of adding 4, we're adding 3.5, which gives us an extra 1/2 inch that we divide on both sides. That's a 1/4 of an inch that frame or mat is going to overlap our painting and hold it into the mat. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yeah.
Okay. So, now our new measurement is going to end up being 15.5 by 12.5. This is what we're going to measure and mark on our railroad board. We always start in the corner, and we're going to line up our ruler, and we are going to measure 15.5. And let's just double check and make sure our railroad board is going to be long enough. It's going to be almost perfect. So I'm going to measure and mark over 15.5. To make my life a little bit easier, I'm going to slide the ruler up, measure and mark another 15.5, and then I'm going to go up to the top, measure and mark another 15.5. Now I'm going to use my ruler, connect those dots, and I've got a straight line that measures from this edge over to 15.5. Now I'm going to start at the same corner that I started from before, and I'm going to measure up. And Christian's lucky he found a scrap piece of paper, and it is almost exactly 12.5 inches high, so we don't have to cut any of that. Okay? So now you're going to go to the paper cutter and you're going to cut that line. Does everyone understand that you start in the corner and measure over, and then you start in the same corner and measure up? That's really important. That's why Christian found this perfect piece of scrap paper, because the person before him measured and marked correctly. Okay? So when you're ready, you're going to find a piece of railroad board that complements your painting, and you're going to measure, mark, and cut it. How many inches do you add?
3.5.
Perfect.